Hi everyone, it's Genene. Have you ever been on hold forever? Have you ever been in one of those conversations where someone's droning on and on and on about something they could have said in less than 30 seconds? As part of our new Yoga on the Go series, we've created 2 yoga videos to help you take advantage of this time. Do something good for your health and sense of well-being. In today's yoga video, part 1 of Yoga on the Phone, I'll show you 5 yoga poses that you can do, all of them standing yoga poses, while you're on the phone, either using earbuds or using a handheld phone. Number 1, Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. It's best to put your phone, if you have a handheld phone, on speaker mode for these. From Tadasana, mountain pose, take a wide stance. How wide, you would say? Take your arms out to the sides, wrists on either side. Just imagine that you're drawing a straight line down and you should intersect the center of your ankle. If you're too narrow, you see you will not intersect the center of your ankle. And when you try to do this pose, you won't be able to get very far. So make sure your pose is wide enough. On this side, the phone will be in your right hand, and remember to make sure that you put your phone on speaker doing a handheld. It's probably easier to hear. Then lift the ball of the left foot up, turn the foot in slightly, right foot turns out 90 degrees, and we're going to move the Warrior 2 at first. So you're going to inhale, and then exhale, bend the right knee up to 90 degrees. The knee tracks over the ankle in line with the second and third toe, and then straighten the leg. Exhale, bend, inhale, straighten. Your gaze in this position is looking to the right, looking at that phone, bending and straightening. And you do that 5 times. And then on number 6, you would bend the knee up to 90 degrees and hold for 30 to 60 seconds. You may notice, depending on what you're wearing, that you might not be able to bend your knee 90 degrees, even if you're usually able to do that because your clothes are constricting you. That's okay. Just make sure that you have the alignment, and then inhale, come up. Exhale, lower the arms down, and you would come to the other side. Right foot turns in, left foot turns out. You're doing 5 moving Warrior 2s, basically. Exhaling to bend the knee, inhaling to straighten. On number 6, you're here, and your gaze, I'm looking at you, but the gaze is across your left middle finger. And you can change the phone in your hand like so. And to come out, straighten the leg, turn the feet, left foot in, and bring the legs together, mountain pose. Number 2, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Begin with the phone in your left hand, start in Tadasana, mountain pose, and then take a wide stance, just like we did for Warrior 2. Firming the legs, nice and strong and straight in this one. Ball of the left foot lifts, turns in. Ball of the right foot lifts up, turn the right foot out 90 degrees. And then inhale, arms out to the sides. The right hand can be the front of the shin, the ankle, or to the outside of the right leg. Left arm up to the sky, but it's not shoulder rolling forward, it's shoulder rolling back, and then the hand follows. You can either look straight ahead, lengthening your right and left waistline because you're creating triangular shapes, or if it's appropriate for your neck, you can turn your gaze upward and look at the little display on your phone. Nope, I'm still on hold. Good for me, I get more time, and you're going to hear move. So 5 times you're going to Exhale, bend the knee into this side angle pose. And then inhale, triangle pose. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. And then on the 6th time, you're going to hold for between 30 and 60 seconds. And then to come out, inhale, lift up, lower the arms, turn the feet in, legs come together, and then bring your legs apart. You can keep them apart if you feel like your legs don't need refreshing. Right foot turns in slightly, left foot turns out 90 degrees. Switch your hand position. Hand grabs the phone in the right hand, inhale, arms up. You choose as you go down what's appropriate for you to place your right hand, left arm up, shoulders back, lengthen. As you're paying attention to the feet here, you'll notice that when you bend the knee, try it. So you bend the left knee, you'll notice you put more weight into the heel. And when you straighten, you need to press more through the ball of the left big toe. And then you're going to bend and straighten 5 times. And then on the 6th time, you're going to stay in Trikonasana and hold here for between 30 and 60 seconds. And then inhale to come up, exhale to lower the arms, turn the feet in, Tadasana. These next 3 can be linked together or done one at a time. Number 3, Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. From Tadasana, take a wide stance, just like we've been doing, but as opposed to the first 2 poses, hips were open. This one, the hips are closed, you'll see. Turn the left foot in, lift the ball of the foot, turn it in. Turn the right foot out 90 degrees. This is how I like to do it. Lift the ball of the left foot, turn it in a little more. Now, with your hips pointing forward, let's begin by inhaling the arms overhead and bending the right knee up to 90 degrees. One of the many tricks to this one is really activating your left, that's your back inner thigh, and pulling it back and apart. In other words, away from the floor as you bend this front knee. And that's going to give you more space to be able to do this. There's no need to if you just try to push towards the outer back foot, if you're in shoes, if you're in feet, it doesn't matter. If you just try to move into the back foot, you could sickle the ankle. I can't even do it. I'll pretend. Here. You don't want to do this. Right there. That's going to hurt your poor ankle. It's not going to like it. Instead, move from what's closest to the torso. And then you're going to move. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. And you're going to do that 5 times. On the 6th time, you're holding Warrior 1 pose for between 30 and 60 seconds. A thing that you can do with the phone while you're doing this is the phone can be between your hands. Push into that phone as you lift up, and you'll get a little bit more of an arm strengthener as you work to bring your arms back more in line with your ears. And to come out, lower the arms, straighten the leg, turn the feet in, and bring the legs together, or simply go to the other side. Again, you've got to get this foot. If this foot is turned out, it's not going to help the hips. It's going to get them stuck. They need to be able to turn like so. Then you first start the moving Warrior 1 5 times like this, bending and straightening the leg, exhaling and inhaling, and then on the last one, you hold for between 30 and 60 seconds. Again, the phone can be in between your hands if you've got one. And then you straighten, bring the legs together, These are all hips closed. Left foot turns in, right foot turns out. Hips pointing this direction, legs are straight. You may find, if you don't usually do this with your hands on the floor, that hands to hips would be good for you. Exhale, bow forwards. We're not moving this one, we're hanging out and holding. Outer right hip goes back, outer left hip goes forward, spine lengthens up to 90 degrees. If you can go past 90 degrees, if the pelvis can tilt while you're doing that, then you could bring your hands to the floor, you could bring your head to your knee, to your foot, whatever. If that doesn't really work for you, too intense, or maybe your clothes are too restrictive, you can take the phone in between your hands, arms overhead, get more of an arm strengthener here. And then coming up after holding between 30 and 60 seconds, go to the other side. Make sure that the hips turn so they're not pointing open. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to bow. You can keep your hands on your hips the whole time. You could extend your arms out in front of you if you have the flexibility. Then the spine rounds once you go past 90 degrees. Hands to the floor, head to the leg, whatever works for you. After 30 to 60 seconds, inhale, come up, Tadasana. Number 5, Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. A few ways to get into Warrior 3 from Tadasana. Nice, strong Tadasana pose. If you've got a handheld phone, you could use it. If that's too challenging, take your hands to your hips, showing you hands to hips, left leg lifts up, but really thinking about lifting the left inner thigh so the left big toe stays pointed towards the earth. Keep that right outer hip moving back to support that action. Belly lifts, pelvic floor lifts. Or, again, hands like so. And as you lift the leg, you stretch your arms overhead, squeeze the phone, and then you're going to hold that for between 30 and 60 seconds, and then going to the other side. You could stay on one side, lift both one leg and then lift the other. You could turn. It doesn't matter. You can take your hands where it feels right for you. Maybe you want to squeeze the phone, but you can't quite extend your arms. So you play. Got plenty of time while you're on hold. And figuring out, okay, what am I doing on this side that's different? Sometimes if your habit is to rotate your hips right, just because you're in a yoga pose doesn't mean you don't do those patterns. So notice, left outer hip moving backward, right big toe pointing downward, doing whatever works for you, holding 30 to 60 seconds. Now putting 3, 4, and 5 together, that's Warrior 1 to start. You're in Warrior 1. And then you've held for between 30 and 60 seconds. Then you straighten the leg and bow right into that Parsvatanasana, pyramid pose, holding for 30 to 60 seconds. And you can go straight from here into Warrior 3. Keep turning this leg bone, back leg bone in and lifting. And then hanging out for 30 to 60 seconds there and just stringing all 3 of those together. Let me know in the comments which of these poses you personally found most beneficial. I can't wait to hear about your experiences. And join us next time for part 2, where we're going to be doing 5 yoga poses, all of them seated, again, that you can do while on the phone. These particularly designed to help you stay calm, cool, and collected. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.